up breathing on purpose, heart steady, I feel aligned. Every step that I'm taking, you already drew the line. I'm right on time by your design, covered in grace, I don't have to try. I'm walking light in perfect peace, I'm where I'm meant to be.
Maybe you're not stuck. Maybe you're being positioned. Welcome to Unfiltered. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Colleeno Chippy, and here we don't pretend life is easy. We don't pretend we've got everything figured out. We have honest conversations about growth, faith, healing, identity, and becoming the person life is quietly shaping us into. Today I want to talk about something I've been sitting with a while, but because I think I'm finally asking different questions. For a long time, I measured progress by what I could see. If something was moving, I felt like I was progressing. If plans were happening quickly, I felt encouraged. But what do you do when none of that is happening? What do you do when life becomes quiet? When things don't happen on your timeline? When you've prayed, worked, prepared, done everything you know how to, and life still seems to say, wait. I think that's where many of us are. Not just me, many of us. And maybe we've been calling it stuck, but really we're being positioned. There's a difference. Being positioned may look still from the outside, while everything important is changing on the inside. We think progress must be visible. One of the biggest lies we've been taught is that if people can't see your progress, then progress isn't happening. Think about that. We celebrate promotions, we celebrate new houses, new relationships, new opportunities, new beginnings. And all of these things are beautiful, yes? But we rarely celebrate patience. We rarely celebrate someone who kept showing up when nothing exciting is happening. We don't celebrate the person who kept believing when the evidence wasn't obvious, because the world celebrates visible success, but character grows quietly, discipline grows quietly, faith grows quietly, wisdom grows quietly. And some of the most important seasons of our life won't look impressive to anyone else because they aren't happening where nobody can see them, or because they're happening where nobody can see them inside you. The addiction of constant movement. I think one of the reasons waiting feels so uncomfortable is because we've become addicted to moving. We're not moving. If we're not moving, we feel guilty. If we're resting, we think we're falling behind. If life slows down, we think or we assume something must be wrong or something is wrong. But what if slowing down isn't punishment? What if slowing down is invitation? Bear with me. Invitation to notice things you haven't or you have been too busy to see. Invitation to hear thoughts you've been drowning out with noise. Invitation to become aware of patterns you've been repeating without even realizing it. Because let's be honest, sometimes we stay busy because stillness forces us to meet ourselves. Isn't that true? And meeting ourselves can be uncomfortable because in silence there is no distractions, no applause, no performance, just you. And that's where the real work begins. You're not the same person anymore. Sorry. Here's something I've been realizing. Sometimes life doesn't just change first. You do. Your tolerance changes. Your values changes. Things that once excited you don't excite you anymore. Things that you once chased no longer feel important. And if you're not careful, you think something is wrong with you. You'll wonder, why don't I feel the same? Maybe because you're not the same. Growth changes appetite. Growth changes definition of success, or your definition of success. Growth changes what feels like peace, and that's okay. Not everything you're losing is meant to be replaced. Some things are simply meant to be outgrown. Positioning feels like loss before it feels like purpose. Here's the difficult part. Positioning often feels like loss. Before clarity comes, confusion usually arrives first. Before confidence, there's uncertainty. Before purpose becomes obvious, there are questions. We want life to unfold in neat, logical steps, but it rarely does. Sometimes the pieces only make sense looking backwards, not while you're living them. And I think that's why faith is so difficult. Faith asks you to keep walking before you understand where the road leads. That's uncomfortable, yes, because we want guarantee. We want certainty. We want proof. But life doesn't always give us proof first. Sometimes it gives us an opportunity to trust. And maybe that's what positioning really is. Not knowing everything, but becoming someone who can carry what's coming next. Before I go, I want to leave you with this thought. Maybe you're not behind. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're not stuck. Maybe life is maybe life is doing a deeper work in you than you can see right now. And if that's true, don't rush the process. Let it shape you, because the person you're becoming may be preparing for something the current version of you couldn't yet carry. This conversation isn't over. In part 2, we're going to go deeper. We're going to talk about why we try so hard to control life, why uncertainty feels so uncomfortable, and how surrender isn't weakness. It may actually be one of the strongest things you'll ever do. If today's conversation resonated with you, subscribe, turn on notification, and come back for part 2. Until then, I am Colleeno Chippy. This is Unfiltered. Stay grounded, stay aware, stay unfiltered. I'll see you in part 2. Blessings, love, and light. Mwah. Bye.
I trust where I